Good morning, natural gas. It's Tuesday, April the 7th, 2026. I'm Tim Beggins, president of Elk Trading Company. And for the spot May contract, we're currently up. We're up to 286.5, up 5.4 cents or 1.92%. We're still below the 13-period exponential moving average, which comes in at 2904, but the RSI is trying to turn up. Why? Well, because crude oil is so strong, the war continues with Iran. Let's take a look at the outages here. This is Creole Trail Pipeline here. This is the pigging that will be going on. This pipeline feeds Sabine Pass LNG. And as you can see today, they've got 15 hours of pigging going on, which is going to affect over 600,000 MMBTUs. You take the total transport impact and divide that by 24, and then multiply that by 15. So our outage again continues through tomorrow. We've got another 3 hours there. And then of course we have some compressor maintenance going on May the 10th. And then the big one, the emergency shutdown procedure test that's for 8 hours is on the 19th. That will shut all the gas going into the terminal. So we've got some outages, some pressure there that will push onto the cash market. What's going on in the Middle East? Well, the war continues with Iran. And we've actually got one vessel sitting here at the docks in Las Rafan. This is the gas log CRGY. And this was last tracked all the way back to Kuwait. Now, Kuwait has plenty of oil, but no gas. Qatar has plenty of gas, no oil. So there's trade between the two countries. We do see some ships going through the Strait of Hormuz, but looks like they're over here paying their toll to the Iranians for allowing passage through the strait. So we still have congestion off Qatar, still have congestion off Abu Dhabi and Oman until the war ends. How about the hourly chart? Well, we're above the daily pivot here today, which comes in at 2816. We were just below it overnight. We've cracked through it and pushed out to first resistance, which is 286.30. So we're above that right now. The RSI is pointing higher at this moment. So we'll look to see if we can continue this trend of a little bit of a short covering here, because money managers are very short. As of Friday, they added another 14,000 of short positions. So the market's oversold for the moment and doing a little bit of a dead cat bounce, as they call it. What else is going on? Well, the TTF is the title transfer facility. This is the marker for Europe. And as you can see, this is up 3.63% here. This is at 51.86 euros per megawatt hour. This is over $18.50 at this stage. So the RSI is trying to turn to the upside. Again, Morgan Stanley put out a report saying that they expected the third quarter TTF price could go as high as $90 per megawatt hour. That's 90 euros per megawatt hour, which is the equivalent of 30.50 dollars, 30.5 dollars per MMBTU. Excuse me, I'm stumbling all over the place today. How about the Novi March strip? Well, it's getting a little bounce because of TTF and JKM, and it is up 5.2 cents right now at 415.5. The RSI is still negative, but it is trying to turn to the upside. We would still have to get above this trend line. Now, what else could also impact this Novi March strip? Well, ENSO. This is ENSO neutral conditions right now. We still have La Nina atmospheric conditions here, and we're moving into ENSO neutral. And then by the summer, we're going to be moving into El Nino. So let's take a look at what happens with El Ninos in the last 30 years. These are strong El Ninos here. There are 4 different strong El Ninos going back to 1997. And as you can see, for winter, this is Novi March here, it is above normal, anywhere from 2 degrees all the way up to 6 degrees above normal for the Novi March period. So what if we just looked at the super strong El Nino for 1997, 1998? Again, same thing. It's warm in the northern tier of the country, but cool across the southern tier. In fact, it's anywhere from 2 to 4 degrees cooler than normal. And that's a strong El Nino with that strong southerly jet stream pulling cooler, wetter conditions across the south, but warmer temperatures prevail along the northern tier of the country. How about the United States here? And as you can see, we're getting warmer temperatures building out west and then pushing east. Again, this is continuing the same pattern. We do see warmer temperatures here, anywhere from 5 to 20 degrees above normal here, mostly contained in the eastern third of the country before some cooler air pushes through on the 16th. And then that warmer air builds once again, pushing that colder air out. And then that keeps most of the country above normal for a few days. What else is going on in Europe? Well, it is mild. There is some cooler temperatures that come in from the Eastern European countries, and then there's some cooler temperatures that come in off the Atlantic here as we get into later this week and to next week. You could start seeing some cooler temperatures on Monday for France and Spain, as well as parts of Eastern Europe. And then we get some cooler air coming back in again on the 18th. But overall, this is mild conditions. Look what happens here on the 21st. Extremely warm conditions over Belarus and Ukraine. So that means mild temperatures. They could use it because storage is currently right now just over 28% full. And we're starting off from a very low period. As you can see here, we finally got into the injection season here at beginning here of April. They really need a strong injection season to get up to at least 80% full before winter arrives. And let's take a look at Asia. Asia, much of the same, some cooler temperatures right now in Beijing, but then it's pretty mild until we get late in the forecast period here. And as we go through, it looks like, well, here we go. We're going to get some cooler temperatures pushing in from the west, and then that pushes into the eastern provinces of China around the 22nd. So again, the same type of pattern here, mild temperatures, then cooler as we get into the third week of April for both Europe and Asia. How about the Golden Pass LNG facility? Well, it's up halfway for train 1. Remember, the capacity is above 800 to 850,000 MMBTUs. We're currently over 400,000 MMBTUs. So this is ramping up, ready for first LNG exports here. This is a good sign because Europe could use it. And what else is going on for the outages? These are nuclear outages right now. We're currently at 18.4 gigawatts. That's well within the 5-year range. And we're still keeping an eye on Palisades nuclear power plant. Again, that's been decommissioned and now coming back online. We're hoping this comes online before June. Let's see what happens. And here's something we're going to keep a careful eye on all throughout the hurricane season. The Atlantic hurricane season starts June 1, but look what's already starting to get active. The Saharan air layer, or dust, and it's coming off of Africa right now, heading towards South America and the Caribbean. This is probably going to make a mess of people with allergies in the Houston area. Once again, it was a strong season last year. It looks like another one this year, and that will inhibit any major hurricane activity. How about the oil and gas sector? These are stocks between $2 and $10 billion, have a high short float over 10%. And as you can see here, it's a sea of green with the war continuing and the strength in crude oil. Everybody's up except for right behind me, CRK, which is down 0.34%. So everything is green for the most part. And so recapping here, currently right now, we're at 287.20, up 6.1 cents or 2.17%. And the RSI is turning higher. Let us know your thoughts. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.